Hello everyone, welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. I am happy you are here. Welcome to a new week. We have a fun little intention for today that we're going to practice. We will begin actually right away with some pranayama. So we are going to start with one of my favorite forms of pranayama, which is Nadi Shodhana breathing. It is alternate nostril breathing. So if you're not familiar with this, it might seem really weird to you at first, but it's going to grow on you, I promise. So in order to get comfortable for this, you want to find a seat that works for you. You might put a bolster block under the butt. You're welcome to sit with your legs out in front of you. I don't really care. You could even sit in a chair because this is more about the breath than anything. If you have a cold right now or you have a little bit of trouble breathing out of your nose, this might be more challenging. The goal is really to find equilibrium. So normally we breathe out of one dominant nostril at a time. And what this breathing pattern does is it allows us to reset kind of our clock where our nose shifts from one side to the other side and reset it back to using both. So I hope you enjoy it. In order to set up, you'll take first your pointer finger and your middle finger are going to rest between your eyebrows. So if you want to just take those, pointer finger, middle finger, touch the space between your eyebrows, you've done it. And then your thumb is going to go on the right side of your nose and your ring finger will go on the left side. So those will just kind of float there and we'll turn those on and off as we do this. So to start, just take a big breath in. Exhale. And then plug the right side of your nose with your thumb and inhale through your left nostril. Plug the left side with your ring finger and exhale on the right. Inhale now on the right side. Plug the right side, exhale on the left. Inhale left. Plug left and exhale right. Inhale right. Plug right and exhale left. Inhale left. Plug left and exhale right. Inhale right. Plug right and exhale left. Inhale left. Plug left, exhale right. Inhale right. Plug right, exhale left. Inhale left. And now drop your hand and exhale out both nostrils. Close your eyes. Inhale again through both nostrils. Exhale. Take 5 of the biggest breaths you've taken all day. And just sit in observation. If your mind starts to wander, bring it back. Just a few more breaths. And then your eyes can gently open. Hopefully you have a little bit of a newfound sense of clarity. That's always how I feel when I finish this, just like my head suddenly cleared. If you are in your legs crossed, lean back and switch the cross of your legs. If you're in any other seat, you could transition to a different seat if you're starting to feel fatigued. We are going to start seated for a little bit longer, so find something that feels still comfortable and maintainable for you. And then inhale your hands high. Exhale, take your left hand down, right hand high, and bend over to the left side by walking the fingertips little by little by little over to the left. And two options, you could let the top arm just drape, or you could keep the top arm straight. Two things. So if you're looking for a little more passive, just let the arm relax, or maybe push through the fist, push through the hand. Keep rolling the right shoulder back. And expand through the right ribs, creating more space between the right hip and the bottom of the rib. Inhale back up to center, take both hands high, and then exhale right over to the opposite side. And I like to walk right fingertips to get a little bit deeper until I find a big stretch on that left side. Two options. Remember, you might keep the arm straight or just let the arm hang. It's up to you. But continue to roll through on the left shoulder. Rolling back, keeping the chest forward. Inhale. Exhale. How much can you expand through the left side of your body? Inhale. Exhale. And back up to center. Reach your hands high. And then bring the hands back down on the ground by your sides. Close your eyes. So today's class, we're going to be working on this equilibrium, this balance between sides of the body, balance between points in the body, but also maybe if you want to take this practice on the mat, off the mat, maybe you could find an intention somewhere in your life that you'd like to create a little more balance. The most obvious is work-life balance, but it could also be balance between alone time and time with friends. Balance in your diet, perhaps. Just do a little scan and see what balance could your life use. And then take a big breath in. Exhale. Next inhale, lean back, sit back, and extend the legs forward and out, coming to a wide-legged seat. Now, reach under your glutes and kind of move your glutes out from the ground. If you find that already here, this is about as deep as you go, that's fine. You could stay at this point. But before we start, bring your hands to your thighs and then roll your thighs inward. So if you watch my toes are going to turn inward a little bit. That's okay. What this does is now that we're in internal rotation, our pelvis is in a shape that makes it easier to lean the chest forward and fold forward any amount. First, fold, and then walk the hands over to the left side. So like I said, we're working side by side. Maybe you can take the hands across the leg. More of a twisting and folding here. Continue the internal rotation in the leg. I know it's not necessarily traditional in yoga, but it will help you get just a little bit more range. And then lift yourself back up. Walk the hands over, maintaining that shape of the leg, and then fold in the other direction. Rotate your belly button towards the thigh rather than side bending, right? A different shape, same kind of movement. See if you can sink down a little bit deeper. And then back up to center. Now lift yourself high and we'll put both sides together. Exhale, fold forward any amount. Slide the hands down. Stop when you need to. There's no need to go as deep as humanly possible, but if you can, think about pulling the belly button in order to lower the chest deeper towards the ground. Maybe you can come to the forearms. And then close your eyes, take 3 breaths. Inhale, lift yourself back up. And exhale, bring your hands by your sides. Now lean back, lean, lean, lean. Start to lean and you'll round through the pelvis a little bit. That's okay. Draw your right knee up towards your chest. Left leg stays on the ground. Then bring your left leg to meet your right knee without changing the shape at all, coming to Navasana. You could have the hand behind the thighs, hands to the ground, legs extending, arms extending. You pick where you want to hold. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale, chest up. Exhale. Once more, breath in. And then straighten the legs, lower them down to the floor. Nice and easy. Come back to a seat once more. We'll come to an easy twist on the left side, but in order to get there, hand comes by your sides, lift your right foot up. Remember, we love this mindful transition, right? Draw the right knee into the chest. Now, option 1, put the foot on the inside of the knee. Option 2, crisscross the foot over the outside of the knee and stay here. Inhale your right hand high and exhale, twist over to the left side. You might have the elbow, you might do a wrap. Extend left hand back, look over your left shoulder. If it's accessible, you could bring the arm in front. If you're really just comfy in a bind, you could also take a bind right away if your spine allows. All different levels. And inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist deeper. We take this incrementally. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Once more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist back to center. Hands come by your sides. Try to lift the right foot up off the ground. Then straighten the leg out in front of you. And release. Let's take it on the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Hover briefly. Then draw the knee up into the chest. And you can place the foot either on the inside of the leg or crisscross over to the outside. Now twisting over to the right side. Inhale your left hand high. Oh no. Inhale your right hand high, right? Am I doing this? I'm confused now. Guys, twist the direction you're supposed to twist. Did I do the same leg twice? Yes. I just got confused. Okay, twist over to the left. Now, once you find, or right, I don't even know at this point. Once you find the direction you're supposed to twist, which should be twisting towards the leg that's bent. There we go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Gaze over your back shoulder. Now that I'm confused. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Once more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then come back to center. Hands by your sides. Draw the knee into the chest. Squeeze. Perfect. Hover. Lift the foot. And bring it on down. Awesome work. Hands can come to heart center. Make your way to tabletop without using your hands if you can. You might need to shimmy the legs to the side. You might do something really strange. Eventually you'll make your way there. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and start to move through cat and cow. So we just did spinal twisting. Now we're going to do spinal extension and flexion. Flexion as you tuck your chin, look back into cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, and you've got your cow pose and extension. Try to move slower than you might be inclined to move. I see this a lot with my students in public. We tend to move through cat and cow automatically because we do it so often. But instead of automatic, slow it down. Feel the spine as you move in both directions. Take a few more. And then if you'd like to add in any other shifts, wiggles, anything that feels good to warm the spine up, by all means, you can take those. Come back to center. Curl your toes under, walk your hands back, and come to broken toe pose. If this isn't accessible, you could sit here. Ideally, you're taking a nice seat, heavy seat on the toes, letting your butt just sit back. You're ignoring any sensations you might have in the toes, any emotions that might come with this posture. If you can, gently push the toes down into the mat, this kind of counter action in the big stretch and hold. Breath in. Breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Once more, breath in. And then come forward, hands come down, tap the feet out nice and firm on the mat. Bring blood back to the area. And then zip your knees together close to one another. So knees come in, reach your left leg back, toe on the ground, and push through the heel. First, let's take a stretch on the calf. Maybe you need to move side to side to find that stretch, extending through the leg. And then come back to center, pull your belly button in, lift your foot up. Take the bend out of the spine, push in your hands, spread your fingers wide. Your arms are engaged, they're supporting you here. 3, 2, and 1. Left knee, left tricep. Take a breath in. Exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your hand. Lift your back knee up and push it backwards, coming to a nice big low lunge stretch. So I would be remiss in this class if we didn't do both sides, just so you can see the difference of when we do this stretch. Now, 2 options. Option 1, you are going to stay here deep in the stretch. If you don't have a strap at home, option 2, you bend in the knee, reach back with the left hand and grab for the foot. Ideally, push the right hip down. I find on exhales, I can kind of get the quad, the big muscle on the front of the leg, to relax a little more. Pull your foot as close as you can towards your glutes. If you can't get the foot and if you don't have a strap, don't stress. You can just do this with the foot down. The goal is working in the hip flexor and working on the quad. That, like I said, the big muscle in the front tends to get pretty tight. You can play with it, but I'm going to ask us to stay. This will probably be one of the longer stretches of class, and then we are going to get moving a little bit closer in vinyasa. I find that this often, when I do this stretch at the gym, it's like my most painful part of my entire workout because we sit in a chair. We are constantly in flexion, which is the opposite of what we're doing. It's what our left leg is doing, but not our right. And so this can be a pretty intense pose. Try to stick with it for a little bit longer and hold. 3, 2, and 1. Release, come back down to the ground. Curl the back toe under, lift the back knee up, and find the exact same lunge. If you're feeling a lot of pressure on the wrists, you could walk the hands forward. It will take pressure off the wrist. It'll make your legs work a little more. Or you could create fists and push your fists down into the mat with your wrists straight. Hold. Pull your left hip back, push your right hip down. 3. Maybe sway, let's do a little sway front and back. It's going to encourage that to release even more. 2. And 1. Release, back knee down, wiggle it in, coming back. Connect your left knee to your left tricep, lift your left foot up. Extend your left leg back. And then knees together. Curl your toes under, walk your hands back, take a seat on your heels, but only briefly. Bring your hands to your hips, lift your hips up. And then depending on how tight your pants is, you may or may not be able to see this, look down at the top of your thigh. Push your hips forward and see if one thigh is further forward than the other. For me, when we do this stretch, I can see already my right leg is further back than my left leg. This is the importance of always trying to balance things out in yoga. If you can't see it, no stress. I promise it's there. If you can't see it visually, it's there physically, which is why we've got to do both sides. So come on back down. Knees are together. And then reach your right leg back. Push through the heel. Find the stretch of the calf. Any amount is good. And then come back to center. Pull your belly in, then lift the foot up. Push into your hands, continue spreading the fingers wide. Inhale. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Take a breath in, stay. And then step the right foot to the outside of the hand, low lunge, push the left knee back. And now we'll try the other side. So remember, option one is you could just stay here. You could even come to forearms if you wanted. Ideally, though, by involving the quad, we get a little bit deeper into the stretch. So if you have the range, you could bend into the knee and then bring the right hand around and back to grab for the thigh. I actually like to widen. If you look at my left hand, I'm not here, I'm here. Gives me a little bit more space to allow the wrist to not have too much compression on it. And then try pulling the foot as close as you can get towards the hip. With every exhale, think about lengthening the front of the thigh, the front of the hip flexor. This is somewhat intense for a lot of us. If this is easy for you, that's fantastic as well. If it feels like you have a lot of range, just keep pushing left hip down and imagine you're trying to draw your right or your left heel to your butt just with the strength of your leg. Hold there. Little bit longer. Get deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Once more. Breath in. Oof, it's terrible. Exhale, release. Left leg comes down. Bring both hands in between the leg and now push up, lift the back knee up. We get a little bit more engagement and start to move side to side, forward and back into the new range that we've created. Getting a little bit more juicy, and then when you're ready, I think about now, we can bring the back knee down, slide it in, then connect your right knee to your right tricep, lift your foot up. Inhale, right leg back, keep the bend out of the spine. Exhale, knees together, tabletop pose, walk your hands forward, one hand print. Make sure your hands are a little tiny bit wider than the shoulders. Curl the toes under. Lead with your butt and lift up and back into downward facing dog. Now, one cue you may have heard in yoga before in other classes is people will tell you to, I don't even want to say it because I don't want you to do it, but they will tell you to slide your shoulder blades down your back. And actually, we want the shoulder blades coming up the spine. If you were to lift something really heavy over your head, you want your shoulders involved. So it's okay if your shoulders are towards your ears a little bit. What we want to focus on more is pushing into the hands. So your hands are being actively pushed into as you hold down dog, sink the heels down. If you're moving, come to stillness. Breath in and out. Inhale, look forward. Lift up on your toes as high as you can. And then tiptoe on your toes with your hands on the ground for as long as they will stay until you can come and fold into a forward fold at the top of the mat, Uttanasana. If your knees bend immediately and your hands lift immediately, don't worry, that's completely normal. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Once more, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Sit your butt back, take your arms wide, come through chair pose all the way to standing, reach high, look high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in. Breath out. All right, now walk your feet together. Push your hips forward, squeeze your legs into one another, and just take a look at your legs and see if both legs are in alignment. If they weren't before, you might be able to see the difference. Look at the top of the thighs. And then bring your hands to your low back. Hug your elbows in. Keep squeezing, but start to push the hips forward and open the heart slightly into a baby back bend. A reminder that when we're back bending, we aren't leaning backwards. We're actually moving the chest and the hips open the front part of the body forward, and our head roughly stays in alignment with our hips. Hold for 3. Extend through the spine. Can you grow taller as you move forward? And 1, exhale, tuck the chin, fold, slide your hands down your glutes, hamstrings, calves, maybe all the way to the ankles as you pull yourself in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank or tabletop, and we'll lower down slow. I'm going to take tabletop to start. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Today we're going to work briefly down here just on the shape of a back bend. So everyone slide the hands forward and come to Sphinx pose first. And I'm going to ask you to watch me on the camera. So the thing that you need to focus on are my shoulders, because shoulders are a huge part of a back bend when we move forward. So I'm going to demonstrate first baby cobra as you hold in your Sphinx pose. So shoulders should, if you look, roll up and back. Your shoulders are plugged back into baby cobra as you lift up. Here's the difference. Here, this is me trying to bend with my shoulders forward and lift, versus here. Hopefully you can see that difference. Now let's try it together. Slide your hands back from your Sphinx pose. Your shoulders are probably going to be down to the ground. Now roll them back first. Plug the shoulder heads back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then lift up into your baby cobra. Great, lower down. Let's do that again. Shimmy the shoulders, let them fall towards the ground. Then before you even lift into the back bend, plug one shoulder back, roll your other shoulder back. Now with the shoulder blades squeezing together away from the floor, lift up into baby cobra. Maybe if you like, you could take a little bit more weight into the hands. And exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Press up, either plank or tabletop. If you're doing plank, you lift the knees first and then press. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet close together. Toes are going to be really close if you can. And then shift your weight over into your left leg. Inhale your right leg high. Now, keep the hip closed. So look down. Make sure you have internal rotation in the thigh, but bend in your knee. So normally I say bend in the knee, open the hip. I'm going to let you do it in a second, but first I want your knee bent with your hip closed. Now, opposite, you can start to open the hip and come into a little bit of a back bend, widening that hip to the side. And if this doesn't feel like a back bend for you, it is. Your chest is moving forward as the hip moves backwards, or as your hip moves forward and your heel moves backwards. 3, 2, 1. Close the hip. Keep the knee lifted. Take a breath in. Exhale, come forward. One-legged plank with the knee up. Oh my gosh. Okay, lower your back knee down. Keep your knee high and hold tabletop pose. Try and lift the foot up. And now drop your belly and roll your shoulders back. Cow pose. 3, lift higher. 2, I'm letting you involve the spine here. That's totally fine. And 1, release, knees come together. Curl your toes under, push up and back, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. If it was confusing, hopefully it'll make more sense on this side. First, inhale, left leg high, hip is closed. Look down at your left thigh, roll it in towards the pelvis, internal rotation. Take a breath in, and then bend in the knee. Try to lift the knee up as high as you can, in down dog with your hip closed. Now I'll allow you to open, external rotation, open the hip to the side. Naturally, your weight will try to shift over to that right side. If you can, keep equal-ish weight in the hands. 3. Let your belly move forward and open. 2. 1. Close the hip, knee is still lifted. Take a breath in. Here's the fun part. Come forward to plank pose, one-legged plank with your knee up. Awesome. Now lower the back knee down. We're in tabletop. Lift the knee as high as you can. Drop your belly, roll your shoulders back. Cow pose. Look forward. Breath in. Lift higher. Breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Once more. Lift. Knees together. Curl your toes under. Push up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, lift your heels high and then tiptoe to the top of the mat. If your knees are bent, that's fine. Trying to tiptoe while you keep the hands connected to the ground for as long as you can, and then fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide, push through a chair pose, reach high, look high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands by your side, Siddhasana. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to get right into balancing today. I know we haven't even moved into technically our Sun B yet. That's fine. Shift into the left leg, draw the right knee up, and just balance. Look forward. The only goal for these next two postures is to figure out which leg is your strong leg and which leg is your wobbly leg. Maybe your legs are the same, but most people have one strong leg, one wobbly leg, and that's fine. So just evaluate and remember both legs are wonderful and valid, and it doesn't matter which is which, but it will help us to know where to focus our intention. Release, right foot down. Switch it over, other side, left knee comes up. I'm also curious about the correlation between this and which hand you write with, because for me, it's my right leg that's stronger, and I also write with my right hand, so we can talk about this after class. Drop it in the chat. 3, 2, 1. Release, feet together, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands come behind the back. Just sweep them around, roll the shoulders back, take a back bend as you inhale. Remember, lengthen the spine, make your spine grow longer. And then exhale, fold, slide the hands down the glutes, the hamstrings to calves, down and in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to either plank or tabletop and lower down slow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, testing our theory. Inhale, lift up and slide forward. Come to Sphinx pose. Same concept, just like I did with baby cobra. In Sphinx, if your shoulders are rounded forward, you'll be collapsing a bit. So instead, roll your shoulder heads back, squeeze them back, squeeze the scapula together while you let the front of the body, your belly's just chilling. Let your belly relax. Squeeze through the back body. 3, 2, 1. Slide the hands back as you lower the chest. Now is your chance. We're going to do baby cobra. Roll your shoulders back, then lift up any amount. Maybe you hover the hands. Breath in and lower down. Curl the toes under, lift the knees if you're doing plank, push up and back, downward facing dog. Right away, inhale your right leg high. Exhale, take your knee to your nose. Inhale, right leg high, 3 times the charm. Exhale, knee to nose. Once more, lift up. And knee to nose, and then with that movement, sweep all the way through low lunge. Inhale, come on up, crescent pose, hands high. Sink down into your front knee. Pull your right hip back, your left hip shifts forward. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breath in. And then widen, warrior 2. Gaze off your front hand. 3 cycles of breath, external rotation in this front thigh to make sure your right knee doesn't drop in, continues to push out. Breath in. And out. Again, inhale. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot. Lift the back heel off of the mat, and then lean forward as far as you can on that back toe. Start to bend into your front knee. and then push back, low lunge. So just a small movement. Inhale, leaning forward, getting as far, the knee far as past the ankle as you can. Exhale back, low lunge. And then try it one more time. Come on forward. Exhale back, hands plant, sweep up and back, downward facing dog. Right away, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. And then bring the leg up. Last time. This one we're going to shift all the way through, knee to nose, and then make that step come through, low lunge. Inhale up, crescent pose, hands high. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Sink down. Your gaze is relaxed. Find something in the wall in front of you to look at, your drishti. Once more, breath in. And then exhale, widen, warrior two. Feels so nice to open the hips. We're not working on hip opening a ton today. So enjoy this time and then think external rotation in your left thigh. So don't allow that knee to fall out. Gaze off your front hand. Arms are strong. If I were in your room with you and I touched them, they wouldn't be noodle arms. Really nice reach through both ends of the fingertips. 3, 2, 1. Take a breath in. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot, lift the back heel off the mat, and then same thing. Push forward, try to get the knee as far past the ankle as you can, and then exhale, come back, low lunge. Inhale forward. Exhale back, low lunge. One more time, come on forward. And then back, low lunge, hands on the ground, sweep up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward, you can bring the knees down if you like as we lower down to the ground. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to offer back bend of your choice. So you could be doing baby cobra. Remember, we're integrating the shoulders. You could be doing sphinx. However, if you're doing up dog, I would like to also show you the difference of what we're looking for in up dog. So I see this a lot in up dog. Look at my shoulders, notice my back. Right now, my low back hurts because I'm compressing my low back to get up to this position. Instead, roll one shoulder back, the other shoulder back. Chest comes forward. Then I pull forward as I lift up. Notice the difference from here, right, to here. Thighs are off the ground. Hold 3, no matter what you've chosen. Another breath, 2. And then 1, slide yourself down to the ground. Curl the toes under. Push up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Lift up on your heels and then tiptoe, maybe knees bent, maybe legs straight to the top of the mat. Try to keep the hands connected for as long as you can. And then fold forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, push through chair, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in. And out. If you are, so far, if you've felt any compression in the low back, like I demoed on the ground when you're back bending, the main reason for that compression is because you aren't extending. So bring your hands to your hips. Push your hands on your hips nice and firm. Think about pushing the hips down as you reach shoulders and chest up and away. Ideally, it's like you're trying to be really tough. You want to make your chest big. It's, what animals do that? Like a chicken. Don't chickens kind of do that? I just love chickens. Reach the chest up. Puff your chest out. 3, 2, 1. Step your feet together. Relax. Keep the hands on the hips. Shift your weight over into your left leg. Draw your right knee up. Find your balance. And then bring your knee in line with your opposite knee with the foot still lifted. Should feel perhaps the hamstring really cramping in a short state. Just remember that's normal. Now from here, reach the chest forward, keep the knee up, and try to bring your chest parallel to the ground in front of you. Keep squeezing, foot towards butt. Chest parallel, neck long. Hold. Strong in the left leg. Keep it as straight as you can without locking the leg out. 3, 2, and 1. Draw up. Right knee comes up into the chest. Option to stay here or straighten the leg for 3, 2, and 1. Release, feet together, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in. Breath out. Shift your weight over into your right leg. Just noticing, right, which leg is favorable for balancing. Draw your left knee up. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale. And then exhale, left knee next to right knee. Knees are just in line, but don't relax the foot. So keep squeezing foot to the butt as much as you can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower the chest until it's roughly parallel with the ground. And if it's not, don't stress, but don't let go of the squeeze of the foot towards the butt. Right leg is as straight as you can get it once more without locking it out. We want the leg still working. Hold. 3. Try dropping your left hip down slightly. 2. And 1. Inhale, come back up. Draw the left knee up into the chest. Option to stay here or straighten the leg and hold. 3, 2, and 1. Release, hands by your sides. Tadasana. Big breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank or tabletop, lower down slow. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I beat myself. I was counting, but I was down on the ground earlier. So if you did too, no shame. All right, back bend of your choice. Now that you've got it in your head, remember a hyper focus on how can I roll the shoulders back. Relax through your belly. Open the front of the belly. Open the chest. Take an extra round of breath here. And then lower down all the way to the ground. Curl your toes under, push up to your knees, and then walk your knees wide, bring your toes together, push back into a child's pose. Allow the low back to relax, forehead comes down to the mat. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale, pull yourself back up. Curl your toes under, up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, lift your heels, walk to the top of the mat. And then fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, and pause in chair pose. Reach the arms high. Squeeze the knees in towards the midline. 3, 2, and 1. Come to standing. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. All right, step your feet a little bit wider. Couple different options. Option one, so option one is to wrap the arms behind the back. Et voila, it would look like this. Option two, take the hands clasped. First, lift the elbows, roll the shoulders back. So lift, shoulders back, elbows bent, then work towards straightening the arms. Now, normally, we fold forward and round in this pose, but today I will have you do the opposite. So instead, let the shoulders roll back. Notice as soon as you try to plug the shoulder blades together, your heart should open. Belly comes forward. You're already in a back bend just by hugging the shoulders together. Shift your weight over into your left leg. Draw your right knee into your chest. This should be a little bit harder, a little bit weirder, because you are in a exaggerated slight bit of a back bend. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your knees together. And then inhale, extend forward. Maintain the shape of your back bend. Lift your foot up to the sky and try and lift the arms up off of the back if you have the hands clasped together. If you've got the hands behind the back, same thing. Can you try and lift the arms up off of the back if they're wrapped, elbows high? Keep lifting, right foot up to the sky now. Instead of towards the butt, how high can you bend the knee, lift the foot to the sky? 3, 2, and 1. Come up to standing, draw right knee into the chest, and release. Let's take a break between sides, shake it out. Breath in. Breath out. Switch your weight over to your opposite leg, and now you'll wrap or grab. Now, if you're doing it, because it's the other side, remember today is about balance. So if you do it naturally one way, I want you to do it the other way. Basically, we all chose one side, right? So wrap the opposite direction or wrap your hands in the way that feels like you're holding a stranger's hand. Choose yours. Shift your weight over into your right leg. Left leg comes up. Now, chest forward, shoulders back. You're already in a bit of a back bend. Take a breath in. Exhale, slide. Left knee in line with right. Lean the chest forward. Start to transition to bringing the chest parallel with the ground, and then try lifting the hands up off the back as high as you can, or the elbows up off the back. Push the foot up to the ceiling as high as you can get. Allow the front of your belly to kind of relax down to the ground, even though you need your core, the sides of your body, to keep you lifting and floating. 3, push that leg higher. 2, and 1. Slowly come out, left knee into chest. Exhale, hands by your side, Tadasana, release. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale your hands wide out to the side. And then exhale, wrap your hands around your chest. Give yourself a hug. From here, depress the shoulder blades down. So push the shoulders down as much as you can, trying to get length in the neck. And just tuck your chin and start to do a little head roll by dipping your head over to the right side. Then open your neck up to the sky. If you have any pinching, just back off. Exhale, head over to the left. And chin comes forward. Inhale, lift up. Extend the arms and switch it out. Hug the opposite direction. Exhale, tuck the chin. Head comes over to the left side. Open the throat, roll the whole head back. Over to the right. And then come forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Okay, we are about there to our peak pose. So as always, there are so many different options for your peak pose today. I'm going to demo a few, so just watch first, and then I'll walk you through both versions because we don't have a ton of time. We don't have time to do both. So version 1 is going to be dancer pose. You'll reach your right hand high. Actually, everybody just do this one with me. It'll be easier this way. Reach your right hand high with me. Left hand comes out like you're serving a dinner plate, like you're the best waitress ever, which I was. Then kick your foot up towards your butt. Reach back with your hand and grab for the inside of the foot. So the hand is on the inside. If it's on the outside, your shoulder will be leaning forward. If it's on the inside, your shoulder is opening and back, conducive to bending back. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, lean forward, reach the hand forward, kick the foot into the hand, and see how high you can get the foot. However, naturally you'll probably start to open to the side. Keep that hip closed and see with the hip closed how high can you lift the foot. Extending through the hand, hold, balance. If you come out, come back in. 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. Release. Hands by your sides, Tadasana. Shake it out. Breath in. Breath out. Okay. Shift your weight over into your left leg. Left hand comes high. Right hand, dinner plate. Kick your right foot up towards your butt and then reach back. Grab for the inside of the foot. Remember, not the outside, inside, so the shoulders open. Then kick the foot into the hand as you lean forward. Many options to do. You can do so many things with your front hand. You might have the palm up to the sky. You might have the palm facing down and reaching if you're doing a hot yoga style. Whatever you do, keep the hip closed. Gaze forward. How high can you get the foot? 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up very slowly. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Whew, shake it out. All right, so that is option 1. You are welcome to do that again. Remember, your hand will be on the inside of your foot. I'll cue you through that one more time. If you would like to try option 2, I will quickly show you and then you can play with it because more than anything, it's just ridiculous. But it might be fun to play with if you have the range. So option 2 will be, and I'll demo quickly, your hands will come behind your back. This is only if you can do this clasped, you will take this version. Shift your weight over into your left leg, right foot will come up and back. And then the idea will be to try to lift the foot up, keep the clasp of the hands, and reach the hands over the foot as you kick and lift forward into this variation of dancer. So you're welcome to try that only if you have the range of motion in the shoulders. I will cue everybody else through dancer, the regular dancer, one more time. So come to the top of the mat. You can do this. One more round. You can do anything. Shift your weight over into your right leg. Left leg up, left hand high. Kick your foot towards your butt. And then reach back with the left hand. Sorry, I cued that poorly, but hopefully you're still there. Right hand is going to be forward. Now kick foot into hand into foot. Right hand reaches. Left hand grabs for the inside of the foot. Hold there. Find your version of dancer. If you fall, it's fine. Just fall and give it a go again. Left hand into foot. Reaching, lifting. 3, 2, and 1. Come on out, shake it out. One more time. I promise I'll cue better on this side. Take a breath in. And out. All right, your left hand goes high. Your right hand is your serving platter. Kick your right foot towards your butt. And then reach back, grab for the inside of the foot. There we go. When you're ready, kick and find dancer. And maybe you move in and out because you're wobbling. That's okay. Move in, move out, find the range. If you're like me, my left leg's the one that's a little more wobbly. And I just acknowledge that and I'm fine with it. And maybe I try to hold it a bit longer on the side that I'm a bit more wobbly to give it that added training, right? A little extra love. 3, 2, and 1. Whoop, slowly come up. Shake it out. Fantastic work, everybody. Give yourself a little bit of a break. Now, after all this back bending, we are going to move and lengthen through the spine. So sit your butt back. Bring your hands to your knees like you're playing a softball game. This is like the softball stance, right? Now, tilt the pelvis up to the sky, a little bit of a back bend, and then tuck and round the pelvis like you're in cat just a little bit. Hold with it tucked. Pull the belly button to the spine. Push the hands into the knees. See if you can round a little bit more. Lengthen a little bit more. Tuck the pelvis more. Stay low. 3, 2, and 1. Come up to standing. Step your feet together. Hands by your sides. Tadasana. Breath in. and out. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, step your feet wide, turn your heels out, or your heels in, your toes out, and sit your butt back into a yogi squat. If you can't get really low, that's okay. You might be up higher. For me, this feels always like a nice way to, again, lengthen the spine a little bit after compressing. That tends to happen in a back bend. So even if you're up here, same concept. 3, 2, and then 1, 2 options. Option 1, you can bring your hand behind you, come to a seat, any variety. You can come to a seat however you'd like. Option 2, you could reach your hands forward, round, and then plop your butt back, reach your feet forward, and we all meet in Navasana. So if you did take a seat, please meet me here. Once more, coming out the same way we came in, push your hands into your knees into your hands in Navasana. Ugh, try and do that. Terrible, right? Now hold this shape, and then just lower yourself down on your back and push your knees into your hands into your knees. One more. Belly button down towards the mat. Squeeze in, flex the feet. 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down to the ground. We're not in Shavasana yet, but oh boy, are we close. First, let's come to a twist. Option to take 2 knees together and twist over to one side, or you could bring your right knee into your chest and twist over to the left. Drop the right shoulder down to the mat. I care more about both shoulders being low to the ground than I do about your knee getting down to the ground. That doesn't really matter. It's more about finding a full spinal twist. As we slow down, come back to your intention. As yoga tends to demonstrate, finding balance isn't always easy. It's hard and it takes us many tries, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of strength to find balance. Come back to center. Maybe take a little break between sides and then transition over on to the other side of your twist. But one of the things that yoga also shows us is even if we can't find balance the first time or the 30th time, one day we do find it. It might not be forever, but it's there. I believe the saying is progress, not perfection. Come back to center. Make your way into a happy baby. Once more, a reminder for me to grab for the outsides of the feet rather than the insides. If you grab at the inside, your shoulders are rotating inwards. Grab for the outsides. It allows the back to lower down, the shoulders to plug down and back to the ground. Really let the low back release. And then if you have anything else you would like to take before you move to Shavasana, you have just about a minute to move. So you could take any other movements, any other stretches you need to feel complete. If you're a little chilly like me, get yourself comfortable before Shavasana. Grab a blanket, some socks, head to bed. About 30 more seconds. Even out your other side. If you're doing two-sided work, move on to the other side. And then make your way to Shavasana. Let your legs extend long. Sprawl out on the mat, toes fall out, heels in, palms face up. If you have any tension in the low back today, you can keep your feet instead on the ground with your knees together in recovery pose rather than Shavasana. That'll take any of the compression in the low back or the fatigue and relax it. You could also take a pillow under the knees if that works for you. Once you are there, take a deep breath in. And exhale into Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Before you move, just allow your body to feel balanced on the ground. And then move through your fingers and your toes. And gradually allow those movements to get larger. Maybe reach the hands above the head, point the toes, big morning stretch. And then you can draw one knee towards the chest and the other. Give yourself a little hug and a squeeze, pull in. And then roll over onto one side. You can briefly use your arm as a pillow for a second in fetal pose, this transition through your practice. Back into your day, recognizing your hard work, all the effort that it took you just to show up. It's fantastic that you're here. And then push yourself up to a comfortable seat, facing the sound of my voice, your eyes closed. You can either bring two hands together at the heart or maybe two hands over heart center if that feels more authentic, whatever you prefer. Take a big breath in. And exhale, bow your chin to seal your practice. When you're ready, you can lift your head back up. Readjust to your room, to the space around you. Thank you all. Fantastic work today. If you have any questions, please let me know. I cannot wait to see you next week for the Sunday Sweat Club. I hope you all have an awesome week. Talk soon.